The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 47 yards.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Let's get out the field, defense. Jim.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Check nickel.
On second down, it's Cook. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll run for it with Cook. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That almost felt like the defense said, he is not getting in. What a play.
Not only stopping him at the line, but pushing him back a yard as well. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike's 50. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Vikings 7, Packers nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Rodgers throwing quickly out to Adams. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, let's get that home. Back one. Rocky.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake. And they've taken.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day offense.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Listen to me. It's game situation. Let's go. Watch twist. Watch twist. 942. 942. Right now, ready.
Gun.
Banjo.
And that'll set him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
You can't block me.
Check. Hey, seam 6.
Mike 50. Watch the out. Hey, Mike's 50. Watch twist.
Lynch 50.
To throw is Cousins. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
258. Silver, 30. Cat 300. Cat 300. 55. Yeah, I got you. Rush in. Bravo. Hey, switch gears.
Throwing on second and long. Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. The big boy's big dream right there. He got to rumble and stumble all the way for 6.
Nothing like big man with football, is there? I mean, that brings people onto their feet every single time. And his dream was answered on that one, wasn't it? It was realized. He picks it off and takes it to the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. To throw again on second down. Rodgers on the move to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
50. Hey, echo. 55, come on, guys, 55. Outfield. Hey, it's our house. Shoot. Kill.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
Oh, he didn't jump. Get the fuck out of here, man.
14 yards, good for a
That's what I hate, bro. That's why I won't play this fucking game, bro.
Good route, good pickup for first.
Cover
the angle route because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first. That often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Okay. Got his ball from me real quick.
Watch the twist. Cat 300.
100 on the fucking Try it, nigga. Try it.
This is called a Ryan Grant.
You're doing that shit.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
That fucking cigarette during the fucking game.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
At the Vikings 33-yard line.
They don't wait for the 2 minutes.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
Hey, take 26.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, no, let's switch the mic right here. Go inside.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The ball back at
Even though they gave
halftime.
up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Hey, 88.
Fuck around, audible.
Here's Jones. And some space here. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Yellow.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Hey, wahoo.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Woo-hoo. Mike 42.
Gun.
42.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And Down inside the 15 he goes. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Bailey able to knock it through. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Packers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
26. Look again.
I hope you got your left because I'm about to take you to school. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
SOS.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find
Linval Joseph.
Linval Joseph. Able to record his 5th sack of the season.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
He's checking crack. Check 52.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And he's going to go down again. Stephen Weatherly in there to drop him in sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, check Mike. Mike 27. Here we go. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27.
From the shotgun to give to Jones.
Almost.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on
you
3rd
feel me?
down.
You feel me?
Job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not
Come on,
giving them
man.
points, and turning the ball back
Fucking
over.
nice.
They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31. On the ground, it's Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Whip.
On second down, it's Cook.
Come on, man.
They get 11 back on
Without my
that,
X factor, man.
down.
They're trying to show they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Hey, box truck.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Mike 40, check, he's coming. Boy.
Box it. 40's the mark. Defense wins championships, baby. 40's mark. Watch the run.
Rodgers now to throw again. The pass complete to Ryan Grant. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and it passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And Rodgers is going to go down.
Linval Joseph.
And that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This is where you feel like you got to go. Like, damn,
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Took so long, man.
It's taken to the 26. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because
fucking move,
you're exactly
baby.
right. Trying to sit on the lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down.
They don't want me to have my X factor.
The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4.
Tight end right. Hey, we got 3 down. Check.
Again, it's Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's third down.
What I need?
Let him know.
Hey, can. Check safety.
Now Cook. And they'll get him down.
That's a tutty.
Inside
Should have been a fucking tutty, man.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as
Conflict?
it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone
Fucking
put a lot
block.
of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Check the backer.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Time. 36.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, fourth quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, and you relax and play to your potential. And he's doing that in this game.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Slam. Switch.
They run it again with Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They come out here in the eye. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Madison. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. A toss to Cook. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. Working out of the gun, Cousins to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there, good pass, hit the hands, he just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This will be taken short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go again to Jones. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Inside. Check right. Watch it divide. All day, baby, all day. Jump out. Bang, 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 bang.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Check 30. Hey, Alpha. 55, Mike 55. I got him. Check 9, check 8. Hey, flag.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th.
Oh, Sandero, what the fuck?
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Staring at the fucking ball as that shit went over his head. Wow, man, that shit fucking bothers me.
So 2 first downs, so that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
So fucking bad.
Now Rodgers. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my
they wanted me to
about
keep
the play, and maybe I shouldn't.
They wanted me to keep these niggas under 250 yards
How much
passing.
of it is the glove?
Well, those
He's got
gloves,
29
they
yards.
do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8. Remaining.
It's easy work and it's coming again.
This nigga got all the players of the week last week. What the fuck?
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
Rodgers to throw once more. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll go with Jones. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what
one
they planned to
passing
do
yard.
going in, whether they just played better.
They got one passing
yard. It
yard.
all came together in the second half,
wow.
And no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Minnesota, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Playing skills, you did. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip.
I didn't even rush for 150 yards. That shit.
Car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip.
I got 3-1-1-5 now.
I never switch, ice on the wrist. I get the money, but I never switch. They say you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom, and now we is lit. You was lit. I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hate cause ice on the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When it's not saving, Be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist. On the wrist. Watch out,
since I blew they all on my hey back then didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long that I made her when I shot out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick then he with the back then used to have the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Big commas. Big commas.